Hi, it's Sai. I've been looking at my old art recently and man are they bad, but they had potential. Like, the idea was cool, I just lacked the skill set. I still do, but why not redraw these old pieces I did when I was, in what, elementary, middle school? And make them at least a little better. I was thinking of making a video of redrawing all my old art pieces, like every single one, no matter how unfinished or weird it is. Even if I didn't know what character I was drawing, or it's a random OC, I'll redraw it and talk a little bit about it, or how the OG piece came to be. Also, the fact that I had to use the same materials I used to draw the art piece, like if I have drawn it digitally, I have to do it digitally. If it was done traditionally in pen or a marker or pencil, I'll have to use that material I used. But I am a bit impatient and want to do only some for now. If you like this type of video and think the idea of me redrawing all of my old art pieces is cool, please tell me and I'll do it. Just not right now, because I still feel like I don't have the skill set for it. I picked out some that were a bit challenging and had potential to be a good art piece if I wasn't so inexperienced. I will be redrawing these ones, and if you want to see how I redrew them and hear about how I redrew them, then let's get into this video. I have been really excited to work on this one. It is one of my popular pieces and it was my pride and joy back then. It was Link and Epona in the forest-like setting. It's not so greatly executed, but it had the idea across, so we redrawing it. Actually, this is a redraw of another redraw. I drew this in middle school because my dad liked playing Ocarina of Time, and little me was like, why not? I want to show off to my dad how I could draw Link, and this was created. You can absolutely tell I was into My Little Pony, because yeah, this was in my My Little Pony phase where I only drew ponies, and Epona looks like a My Little Pony OC that's malnourished. Then I redrew it to what it is now in high school, I think freshman to sophomore year, so that you could see this big difference. It was like a cool redraw thing. So now here we are again, redrawing it again. I want to use this as an excuse to draw backgrounds. I always wanted to do this Renaissance painting backgrounds thing. Kind of tried this painterly style, but failed miserably, of course. I started with doing the layout to see how the background will look and where Link and Epona will be at. I followed this person who does amazing background work and found out they drew the background first and then the character to make it look like the character is in the environment, to make it fit in and not look so out of place. So I did that and I'm happy with it. To be honest, it worked out and made me feel more comfortable with shading and lighting. I was confused on some rendering parts like the grass and the back part of the background, like adding mountains or even a pathway. The trees took so much, I was so unhappy with how I rendered the trees, and I still am, as well as the grass, but I don't know, man. I'm just unhappy with everything I make. The leaves were just so hard to capture what I wanted, and I kept changing the layout constantly, which was throwing me off, but I got a grip after a while. For Link, I wanted to capture his in-game art look, so I kept his eyes and a bit of the face the same, keeping the eyeliner look and the eye shine I normally don't add on characters. I used Fire Emblem horses to establish how Epona should look like, since using real horse references would be too detailed and hard to follow. So looking at media forms of them works. I like using Fire Emblem for my animals because they just do such a great job making them look realistic but stylized at the same time, and it's so cool. I was kind of struggling with how Epona should look. Also her size. I've seen Link reach to her neck, so I used that as a height check. I still struggled with her back legs and the perspective of her moving forward. I don't know, bruh. I was just gone at that point. I even forgot to add Navi and had to go back and half-assly add them in the end. Till this day, I haven't played Ocarina of Time or any Zelda games to be exact, only see my dad play some parts and heard my sister talk about the lore, because I don't think I'd ever have the time to sit down and play a Zelda game to its fullest. It sucks, but damn, being an adult sucks. I'll get to it eventually, hopefully. I showed the old drawing to my dad, and he back then praised it, thinking it was a Googled image, and then now he made fun of it. So I guess he expected more, so then I showed him the redraw, and that shut him up alright. Guess that gives you an indicator of what I think of this piece. It's cool, and I'm slightly happy with it, so that's a win. So I wanted to redraw this one for a while. The piece is about male Corrin from Fire Emblem Fates, and I absolutely love male Corrin. If you don't like him or like female Corrin more, get off my page. I will not tolerate the disrespect. I originally drew this because I loved Corrin a lot in freshman year of high school and drew him religiously for a while. And now it's no different since I'm drawing Roy from Fire Emblem religiously as well. Oh my god, can Fire Emblem free me? So for this redraw, I wanted to, again, practice backgrounds and failed again. I just really failed on the mountain. What was I doing, bro? I don't know, bro. It was just so bad. I wanted to make Corrin not the center of attention for this piece and make it like the view. I also wanted to practice water rendering. Speaking of water, I wanted to do a watercolor style of coloring. I didn't want to do my usual rendering style. The watercolor gods were speaking to me for this one. I think I did a good job with it, I think. My friend who's really good at watercolor said that I did really good at it. And I'm like, okay. I struggled so hard on rendering the mountains. Like, look how shit they turned out. Look how messy and realistic that looks. What was I doing? Again, this was a fail, but whatever. We live and we learn. But at least the water was fun to do. I drew Corrin having female Corrin stockings because I can, and also let me be, I really like feminine men. The OG has wings, but I thought it hit too much, so I didn't add them, so that the tail can be more visible and how it was going into the water. The original piece had stars in the sky, but I didn't add them because it was not necessary. I kind of did a little, but very lightly. At least I added some clouds here and there. And at least I made my boy look beautiful as always. The post is kind of stiff and I see it, but man, I was too lazy to fix it. The armor was kind of a hassle, and at one point I drew it inverted because I inverted my reference, and man, I was just tired, bro. I added some fluff on the tail, but it's kind of not noticeable. Man, though, I don't know why people don't like male Corrin. He's so pretty. I love his uneven hair. I'm like such a fiend for uneven hair. It's so unique, and I love how it has like a gradient pink onto it. At least in the game sprite, I see it. Female Corrin doesn't really hit me as hard as his male self. I like how I went on a random rant of this, and some of you might not even know what I'm talking about. Anyways, I'm kind of iffy on it, but still beautiful. I love the watercolor look. Drawing has this water-like look to it and has like this cold ambient, so it is very pretty. And that's this redraw done. So here's some lore drop. I used to do My Little Pony speed paints videos on this channel when I was little and when I first started YouTube, and I was so into the My Little Pony fandom. I have this OC where they were like blue with these 4 rainbow-like colors but still unique in a way, and I drew them in some edgy ass shit. It is so embarrassing now to show, but what can I do? I'm here to entertain y'all with my cringy art. So we are redrawing this old cringy edgy drawing of my older pony Sona being a happy kid with a sad older me. Like, I don't know, I was being so edgy. I literally sent this to my friend and was like, life is so hard, like I didn't have free time to play on my little pink DS after school today, so I am unhappy. Dude, I bothered my friends so much with my venting and stuff. I wonder why they are still my friend. But then again, they did stop being friends with me until we were in high school, so maybe she was done with my stupid shit and saw I was getting better, so gave me another go. For real, I don't know what was my issue as a child. Little me deserved to be sad, cause with this cringy shit, man, I deserved to get bullied. Like, I even wrote sad sentences on this art piece. I won't show cause it's actually embarrassing, but it goes along the lines of, I have no friends, I'm sad all the time, but I put on a smile, and I was better when I was younger. Also a really personal thing I won't talk about, but damn, little me was like going through it, bro. So for this redraw, I made it seem more edgy cool instead of cringe edgy on the older side, because why not? Made motherfucker look like Toji in that one panel. Also a little tear for the homage to the OG. This OC is old, not one that exists anymore, but still had a redesign-ish for old art. I wanted to redraw like like these ones, where I redrew more of my edgy My Little Pony art. Hooray! I made my old pony Sona's hair make more sense. It was kind of all over the place, so I made it more understandable. I don't know, but it looks cooler. For the kit self, I struggled on drawing them. It was odd, I don't know why. I struggled on the face the most. The hair was fun to do since I had a ref of what I wanted to do and what I wanted it to look like from the old redraw I did. The eyes were really fun to do, but only once I got the hang of it. I kind of messed up in the beginning. Other than that, it was smooth sailing from there. Colors were fun since I was using the new art for the colors, so they were easy to get. Rendering was normal, nothing special. So yeah, the drawing is normal. I don't know, ponies are fun to draw and easier than humans, so I don't know, I'm kind of tempted to go back to my roots. Anyways, that's this edgy redraw done. For the fourth drawing, I was planning on redrawing some of my Neji art because I drew him a lot for a friend, but I really don't feel like drawing them, so you get a lazy pick from me. Also because that friend is kind of on my timeout zone. They're not being nice. I picked this one because, let me be honest, it's easy and it's not something I gotta work hard on. Like that damn human anatomy, bro. This drawing had no potential and just wanted to redraw this because, again, I'm lazy. And this drawing actually has a redraw I did a while back, so we're redrawing a piece that has been redrawn, like the Link one. This was a drawing of my warrior cat OC, I think. Look, I never read the Warrior Cats books. I know. Y'all are gonna be like, how the fuck are you drawing a Warrior Cat OC without even reading the books? Look, I had a friend who has read them and loved them and got me into the fandom by merely looking at the fandom and its content. So I decided on making an OC, and my friend saw it and scolded me on how they can't look bright and all colorful. So I went to the drawing board and drew this one, but it still was too bright and I gave up. So I don't know what this cat is. I guess it's just like a cool looking cat. I'm drawing them as it is since this is a redraw and not a redesign. I might redesign them one day, maybe for another redesign random OC video or some. I had a hard time drawing this cat. I'm not so good at animals, so I was just stressing and struggling the whole time. At first, I made them look so lanky from the legs despite it being a fluffy cat, and I made the fuzz on the neck be really big. So I was all over the place. I also was studying a different style like grayscale and a different rendering look, but damn, no matter how hard I try to make it look flat, it just looks like the bulky acrylic painting style I don't want. Like, all I want is a flat render look, but no matter how much I try, no matter what I make it look like, it's full of painting layers. I don't know, I switch between brushes, but it still makes it look chunky. I'm gonna need to go back and study some more. But man, they looked ugly. The way I drew the hair on it was wonky and it was so awkward looking in the end. But later on, it turned out alright, I guess. But I really was all over the place with this piece. The drawing turned out cool. Again, the style and bulky painting needs work, but overall, I really like how I did the lighting. I don't know, it looks really sick. And we are done. The last one is finished. Thank you for watching. I had fun redrawing old drawings. It made me realize I was improving since regularly I feel like I go nowhere with my art style and skills. So seeing the huge difference makes me happy and content. Though realizing the age gap makes that go away, but hey, that's the fun of it. There's always room for improvement. I will be doing more of these in the future. I had fun and definitely want to see more of my art redrawn. So I guess stay tuned for that and tell me which one of these you like. Alright, have a good rest of your day, and bye.